Okay, let's make a meatloaf. And I'm doing something just a little bit different today. I'm using some ground beef and pork blend. Don't y'all know this is going to be good? It's got 20% pork fat and 80% beef, and it's 2 pounds. I caught this on sale. It was just $5. I thought that was such a great deal. And what a yummy meatloaf this would make if I could have it, but I'm allergic to pork. So we're going to start off with this ground beef, and then we're going to add a half a cup of bell peppers. And I could not find a green bell pepper at the grocery store. I like to do green in my meatloaf, but that's okay. I did a red bell pepper. And then a half a cup of diced yellow onion, 1 egg, and about a half a cup of ketchup. I'm just guessing at that. Maybe a half to 3/4. And then we're going to add just a little bit of milk. You ask me why milk? I don't know. My aunt showed me how to make meatloaf years and years ago when I was a young girl, probably about 30 years ago. And I've been making it this way ever since. It is the most moist meatloaf that you will ever eat, and it is so delicious. And this is just a really old recipe. Now I've got a sleeve of these are actually whole grain saltine crackers, and I crumbled them in there. I didn't use the whole sleeve. I probably used about 3/4 of the sleeve. And then we're just going to make sure you mix this really well. Take those rings off. Make sure your hands are clean. And if you have long fingernails, I'm going to suggest you put gloves on because, guys, bacteria and things live under fingernails. So, yeah, you want to make sure to put gloves on. But my fingernails are very short. My hands are clean. And I'm used to mixing meatloaf, ground beef, ground turkey by hand. I did add a little more ketchup for good measure to this and mixed it again. You'll need a 7x11 or a 9x13 baking dish. Just go ahead and throw that meatloaf in that dish, and now we're going to shape it in a loaf. Just like this. And then once you've got it in your baking dish, now we are going to add 1 cup of water. Loosely cover this with aluminum foil, and this is what's going to make this so moist is that water, the aluminum foil. Let this bake 1 hour and then pour the water off, and you want to run hot water in your sink as you're doing this because there is just a little bit of fat in that water that you poured in the beginning. I do let my hot water run just a few moments to really get that rinse down the drain. I know I shouldn't pour that in there, but there's that. Okay, so now we're just going to put some ketchup on top. Some people like to put barbecue sauce in with the ketchup. Some people like to put steak sauce in with the ketchup. I think my mom does steak sauce. And you're just going to pat this on top and make sure you get the sides. And I just put it on my brush and pat it on the sides. And then we are going to put this in the oven on broil for no longer than 1 or 2 minutes. Do not walk away. That ketchup will actually caramelize and burn. And then voila, we're done. This was such a pretty meatloaf, and I want to show you how well this stays together too. It does not crumble, it does not fall apart. I've got 2 spatulas, and I'm just going to lift it up. It's still hot. You can see the steam rolling, and I'm going to put it in a pan. And there we go. This is always an absolute family favorite, and it's fairly inexpensive too.